What's the most extreme thing your mother made you wear? My mom laced me into a steel corset and tightened it until I couldn't breathe because she said our family's men had 18-inch waists for 5 generations and I wouldn't be the one to break tradition. It was my 8th birthday. Instead of cake and presents, Mom led me to her study where Dad stood in the corner, his own waist cinched so tight he looked like someone had folded him in half. "Time to start your training," she said. The steel bones bit into my ribs as she yanked the laces. "Beauty requires sacrifice," she said, knotting it so tight my vision went spotty. That first day, I puked twice from the pressure. Mom gave me protein shakes to sip through straws, maybe 4 Oz at a time. Regular breathing was impossible, so I had to pant like a dog in summer heat. Dad watched from his chair, hands folded over his own crushed middle, cinched down to the size of a 2-liter soda bottle. My brothers Victor and Elias had been training for years. Victor's waist at 14 was smaller than my leg. They moved like broken robots, couldn't bend over to tie their shoes or twist to look behind them. During dinner, they'd sit super straight, faces gray from no oxygen, eating maybe 3 bites while Mom measured their waists between courses. "Victor, you've expanded a 1/4 inch. No food tomorrow." By 10, Mom decided I needed a serious training corset, twice the steel bones, shaped to fold me in half. She'd hang me from a pull-up bar to stretch my spine while she yanked the laces. I'd black out every time, but she'd splash water on my face to wake me up. "Your great-grandfather achieved 16 inches by your age," she'd say. The damage showed up fast. My body just stopped growing at 11, like it gave up on becoming a man. My spine curved into an S shape. My ribs started overlapping in front, poking through my skin like I was turning inside out. When I told Dad about the stabbing pains, he just whispered, "It never stops hurting. 20 years and it never stops." But he didn't help me. Victor's body gave up first. At 18, his liver quit from being squeezed for 10 years. Mom called the doctor an idiot and took Victor home, made him keep wearing the corset while he turned yellow and coughed blood. "Your wedding is in 3 months," she kept saying. "Your wife expects perfection." I tried to cut my corset off with kitchen shears, but the steel was too thick. Mom caught me and went ballistic. She got a new corset, tighter than before, with actual locks on it like I was a prisoner. She wore the keys on a chain around her neck. Then Elias's rib exploded during a tightening session. It sounded like stepping on a bag of chips. He dropped, making wet breathing sounds because the bone had punched into his lung. Mom kept pulling the laces while he was literally drowning in his own blood. "It'll heal in place," she said. Dad finally called 911 when Elias's lips went blue, but Mom made him lie about it being a fall. When Elias was still in the hospital, Mom called a family meeting. Victor was basically dying on the couch and Dad was crying silently in his chair. Mom pulled out this ancient corset made of ivory and silk. 12 inches, she said, holding it up like the Holy Grail. "Your great-great-grandfather wore this for 50 years. It was barely bigger around than a baseball. You could fit it in one hand. 5 generations of men crushed into impossible shapes, and I was the last chance." She approached with that ivory nightmare talking about honor and legacy. "Victor is dying and Elias is broken," she said, like it was their fault, "but you can still be perfect." My vision got narrow and focused on just that tiny circle of silk and bone, and I knew with total clarity that if she got that thing on me, I would die. Not eventually, not in a few years, but soon, maybe in days or weeks. My body couldn't take being crushed down to 12 inches. I needed to do something right now or I'd end up like my brothers. I blurted out that I needed the bathroom immediately, or I'd have an accident right there on the floor. My voice came out high and panicky, but that probably helped sell it. Mom's face twisted up with disgust because she hated when anyone mentioned normal body stuff. She waved her hand at me like she was shooing away a fly and told me I had 2 minutes before we continued my training. 2 minutes. That was all the time I had to figure out how to save myself. Click here to watch part 2 of the story.